a psychic astrologer coach, 30 years, y'all. Today, we are going to talk about astrology and the ascendant. We're going to break down, y'all, what the houses mean in astrology. First off, y'all, why astrology? Well, astrology, y'all, is nature's mathematical system. It's based on mathematics, so quantum physics, higher self, higher mind, everything that encompasses spirit, because everything is everything. We got the micro and the macro, y'all. So I just want to sit with y'all for a sec here. If you would like to partake and just listen to what these houses mean and what the chart means. When each one of us comes to the planet Earth, right, on the exact time of our birth, because as I have said many times, not even twins, quadruplets, triplets have the same chart. So according to the time, the mathematical numbers of when we're born, this is the imprint, this is the blueprint, this is the roadmap, this is the blueprint of our soul, y'all. This is the coding to our divine assignment here on Earth, right? So if the full moon, right, can raise that ocean 100 feet each full moon, it can sure as heck have a little effect on, little yay here and affect some things, because I'm not, we're 97, 98% water. So everything affects everything. When we come in, bloop, coming down, born onto the planet, the doctor, nurse, whomever, midwife writes down that time on the birth certificate. That is the time we like to use. Now, I know mamas remember, some of us remember, right? But it's always good if you can to get the time on the birth certificate. This sets up this little map. It's like a wheel. It's got 12 houses in it. Each one of those 12 houses represents the vibration or an archetype or symbolism of a sign. Now, each one of us, according to our little clock, when we were born, has a different chart, natal, we call it, birth chart. So today we're going to talk about the importance of knowing the energy of each house. So there's 12, just like the 12 signs, represent something in each one of these. Look at ourselves through a lens of many different things. Because the sun, say for example, I'm a Capricorn, on my birthday, the sun was in Capricorn. Well, that's one little piece of Rama, y'all. One little piece of Rama. Now, horoscopes, that's great. Love it, not judging. But there's a much deeper, comprehensive dive that we can take to really look at your own unique divine assignment. Okay? So here goes. So we've got this chart. Now let's just say that we're looking at the chart just as a chart, just to know what each thing represents and how it comes through. So we've got the 12 signs, right? The first piece of pie, the very first piece of pie, the first little piece of this chart is ruled by the energy of Aries, because Aries is the baby, it's the beginning, it's the end, it's the beginning of the journey. Aries, that first house, is naturally ruled by Aries, the energy. And Aries, as we know, so this is us, this can be ego, this can be how we express ourselves on the ascendant part. What we show to the world, depending on the time of our birth and our rising sign. But the energy of the first house and whatever's in that is ruled by the energy of Aries, the beginning, us, who we are, right? Beautiful energy. Then we take the second house. This is the house of money. And you know why? Because it is naturally ruled by the energy of Taurus, Venus, love. These are our natural skill sets. The money we gonna have while we're here, and our gifts, what we came in to give, naturally without effort, which is always why it's good to look at a career and a financial chart, right, off top. Within our own piece, we get to see all these pieces: money, love, health, wealth, family dynamics, relationship dynamics, right? We see all of it. So then we get to the third house. The third house, we can see siblings, we can see a lot. It's ruled by Gemini, which is communication, work, methodical thinking. Then we get to the fourth house. The fourth house, that's ruled by Cancer. So what does Cancer rule? Cancer rules the home. So we look at the pieces in the fourth house. That is early childhood and home. Then we get to the fifth house, the fifth little piece of the pie, and that is ruled by Leo, our creative community, how our creative self comes through in a chart. And our community also represents lovers, shorter term relationships. Then we get to the sixth house. We're moving on to the half of the hemisphere here. The sixth house is our physical body. That's ruled by Virgo. So that's the physical body. Sometimes we can see health stuff here. We can see how well it is or things that we might want to watch out for. Beautiful piece here. Then we're going to get, right, to the partnership house. Marriage, long-term relationships or not. We see it all in this house. That's ruled by Libra, which loves partnership, and that's the energy that rules that house. Then we gonna get to the eighth house, right? That's where we talk about the deep, Shaka Khan. That's ruled by Scorpio. That house is other people's money or contracts, taxes, marriage partners. Also, since Scorpio rules esoteric and deeper mystical mysteries, that rules that piece as well. So much to see here, y'all. So much to see. I am briefly speaking to what is within each of these houses. It takes somebody to really know these archetypes and who have studied to really look at these pieces. So if you want to start to do this for yourself, or if you'd like to reach out, please holla, right? So then we get to the ninth house. This is where we can see travel, higher education, higher mind. This is ruled by Sagittarius, and that's why. Sagittarius love to travel. So philosophy and, again, travel, higher mind, and also like what we want to see in the world. This is getting close to the 10th house, which also makes up our MC, another tape on the MC in the midheaven, right? I will mention that later. But the 10th house, of course, is ruled by Capricorn. The 10th house rules career and your public eye, which is why it's up there at top by the MC. So that's the 10th little piece of the pie. Then we're starting to get to the finality of the circle, y'all. Then we get, right, to the 11th house. This is beautiful. This is people that, depending on the placements, folks in the public eye. This is ruled by Aquarius. So big groups of people, large groups of people. If you think about a little Prince concert, right? So whatever is in this ninth house is an indication of lots of pieces. We can see money here. We can see money in all houses, quite frankly, or how we're going to get it. In relationships and early childhood and home. We can see this in all of these pieces. But this is where generally the 11th house is the public eye. This is bigger groups, right? Then we get to the 12th house, the final piece. And of course, last but not least, this is ruled by Pisces, the psychic house. This rules our deep, deep unconscious, oftentimes lessons from another lifetime or things that we need to look at in this lifetime to unblock and unharness. It's also where we see, as in other houses, our intuitive gifts. Sometimes institutions, right? It can rule institutions. So as you can see, y'all, my dears, there is lots to be had here. But I just wanted to kind of do a little shout out and speak to some of these houses because this stuff is layers upon layers upon layers. Now, I have briefly skimmed the surface, but I just want to have a conversation about some of these pieces. So just know, y'all, that if you are watching, right, astrology video and metaphysical video after metaphysical video, and you want to dive in deeper because it's calling to you or it seems overwhelming and confusing, then just reach out, y'all. I am Yay Danny. You can find me at yay at spiritsavvy.com. So it's YEYE, spirit, and then savvy, SAVVY.com. Y'all have a blessed day and, just keep a shining, keep on pushing because we've got some pretty powerful transits coming in, and I will be speaking to those as well. Please be safe, be light, and be thou.